Hi, I'm Helene. Welcome back to the Hippocrates Health Institute Culinary Program. So delighted to be here with you today to share with you a fundamental of the Hippocrates diet, nut milk. Nut and seed milks are an essential part of my everyday life, and I hope that they'll become a part of your everyday life. I have to say, though, that the nut and seed milks that you buy in the grocery store pale in comparison to your homemade nut or seed milk. When you can make your own, you're going to be optimizing the opportunity for your body to receive the nutrients and essential fatty acids and life health giving properties that nuts and seeds have to provide for you. You simply just can't get it from a store-bought preserved nut milk. Now, in a pinch, I guess, of course, you could, from time to time, occasionally buy a nut or seed milk, but I would not recommend it. Honestly, there was a period of time where I thought it was okay, and I was exclusively, because I didn't have access to a blender, drinking nut and seed milks, and it was really the only thing that was outside of my diet, and I started to get these strange little bumps on my skin. So I think that there may be something to the ingredients that are put inside of those nut milks, and come to find out, they're only about a third nuts and seeds. So you're not really getting the optimal quality. Now, heck, it's maybe a lot easier for you to do that, but it's also easy, quick, and fun to make your own. So I want to do that with you today. Most people make almond milk. That's the easiest one to find and to make, and that's one everybody knows, and that's the one, honestly, I make 90% of the time. It's delicious. It offers a load of phytonutrients, rich in vitamin E. It's just amazing. And so I highly recommend almond milk. Today, though, I thought to change it up a little, and we're going to make hazelnut hemp milk. You can make nut milks from anything, pecans, Brazil nuts, any nut or seed, except for cashews, that you want. You can make sesame seed milk. I mean, whatever your palate loves. And I encourage you to have fun with it, change it up, try new things. That's actually how I figured out this recipe. And so hazelnuts are not so common, right? Not everybody knows what hazelnuts are. They are soaked. I've pre-soaked them. So these are already soaked for about 6 hours. And they are stunning. They contain a variety of phytonutrients and essential fatty acids, and they're also rich in vitamin E, which goes right to nourishing your skin, your hair, your nails, and your eyes. And so we're going to go ahead and put these hazelnuts into the blender, and I've soaked them, I've rinsed them, and now they're ready to be blended. These hemp seeds, one of my absolute favorites, hemp seeds have so much protein in them. They liken the amount of protein in beef, actually, which is kind of shocking, but it's true. They also contain a very rare form of plant protein called lutein, right? That's why they have so much of it. Anyway, so I think that the flavor of hemp seeds is a little bit too intense. Some people love it. So I encourage you to make hemp milk if you love it. You don't need to soak them. You literally just throw them in the blender, add some water, blend it up, you're good to go. You barely even need to strain it. So that is the easiest, quickest one, actually. But this one, a little bit fancier, because we're going to need to strain it through this nut milk bag, which we're going to get to in just a second. So your quantity varies. Today, I've got about a little over a cup of nuts, and then I'm going to make a really creamy one. And when I say that, what I'm getting at is you get to decide how creamy your milk is. We usually use 1 cup of nuts to 3 cups of water. Some people like to do 1 cup of nuts to 4 cups of water. So it really depends on your ratio. Now, if you love it creamy and you're only going to use, small amounts, you can also do 1 cup of nuts to 2 cups of water. So it really just depends on how creamy you want it. So we're going to go ahead and put this top on and turn it on. Just make sure this is down, this is up. So you let it blend until it becomes one. And that's easier to do with a high-speed blender than if you don't have a high-speed blender. So you want to blend it as high as you can on whatever blender you have. So now we have a beautiful creamy nut milk. And you want to blend it for a while. And you want to just make sure that it becomes one. And as you can see, it's extremely creamy and thick. And if you drink this without straining it, it really doesn't have a very good mouthfeel. It's not really nice. So and you can see already on the bag, right? It's catching the fiber. And then we're gonna squeeze it through this nut milk bag. You know, when my daughter was really young, she used to love to do this. This was her favorite thing. It's almost like you're, making the milk. Not almost, you are making the milk. Now, if you just want to use hemp seeds, you don't have to do this. Even if you're in a pinch, you can even use some raw nut butter or seed butter with just a little bit of water, and you have a nut milk. So there are a lot of ways to make it fast and easy and simple. And for me, the fun is what you add to it. If you're always having nut milk and it's sweet, you can add vanilla. If you're always using nut milk and you want to add a little maple flavoring, you can do that as well, like an extract. So there's a lot of different ways to make it delicious for your family and for yourself. I love to add nut milk to my teas, like a chaga tea or a rooibos tea, or even a roasted dandelion root tea. It's so delicious with a little bit of nut milk. So in the afternoon, sometimes people's energy starts to drop, and if you can't get your green juice in the afternoon, sometimes having a nice, healthy herbal tea with a splash of nut milk just kind of takes the edge off. Tulsi is also a really beautiful tea to have with a little bit of nut milk. And what we have here is a gorgeous creamy nut milk that we can add to a number of different beverages and use in soups and use in teas and use in protein shakes and use in our lives in so many ways to get that creamy texture, to get the nutrients that are found in nuts and seeds. And we soak the nuts and seeds so that we can remove any anti-nutrients and really access the nutrients in those nuts and seeds. And as we blend it with the water, we lighten it up, making it even easier for digestion. So your assimilation and your cellular integrity stays intact, and you get to enjoy. Nut milk is one of my favorite things, and one of the reasons why it makes it so easy for me to stay on this lifestyle and this diet. And so I encourage you to try different nuts and seeds that you love. Try to buy some Brazil nuts. Always buy raw, always buy organic, and try to get them as fresh as you can find them. And be sure to store them in airtight sealed glass containers in your kitchen so that they stay fresh for a long time. And I encourage you to have them on hand because it's something you can make, even if you haven't, harvested your sprouts or you haven't gotten to the grocery store yet. So now we have this beautiful, thick hazelnut hemp milk. It's going to be gorgeous. Well, it is gorgeous. And to store it for all of my teas and fun drinks that I love to have and that satisfy me, look at that, so creamy. And I love to store it simply in a glass jar with a tight fitting lid, and then you store it in the fridge, and you can store it. It depends. It really depends on how many days you can just store it. Maybe 3 days, maybe 5 days, but usually not more than 5 days. But you definitely want to drink it while it's fresh. And it's trending, right? Starbucks has this. Restaurants now across the country, even globally, are serving all different kinds of nut milks and oat milks and grain milks and things like that. And really making your own is best because it's safer, it's better, it's tastier, and you're gonna get all the benefits from the phytonutrients in the nuts and seeds. So enjoy your nut milk, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video.